Hello, my name is Tanner Danes, and this is George Dunning, and we're going to teach you how to cook in the kitchen properly. George is going to be the model for the day, and I'm just going to say what the terms are. So, the first one we're going to start off with is bake. Baking is to cook by dry heat, usually in the oven. So he's just going to stick that in there. Beautiful. Thank you, George. Next is batter. Batter is a mixture containing flour and liquid, thin enough to pour. Third, we have beat. Beat is to mix rapidly in order to make a mixture smooth and light, incorporating as much air as possible. Now, we're gonna blend. Blending is to incorporate 2 or more ingredients thoroughly. Yep. Very nice. Okay. Now we're gonna boil some water. Boil means to heat a liquid until the bubbles break continually on the surface. Now we're gonna broil some stuff. Broil means to cook on a grill under strong direct heat. Now we're gonna chop some string cheese. Chop means to cut solids into pieces with a sharp knife or other chopping device. Nice. Now we're gonna cream some butter. Cream means to soften a fat, especially butter, by beating it at room temperature. Butter and sugar are often creamed together, making a smooth, soft paste. Now we're gonna dice some string cheese. Dice means to cut food into small cubes of uniform size and shape. Now we're gonna dissolve some salt into the water. Dissolve means to cause a dry substance to pass into a solution in a liquid. Beautiful. Now we're going to dust some salt on an apple. Dust means to sprinkle food with dry ingredients. You can use a strainer or your fingers or a jar with a perforated cover to try the good old-fashioned way of shaking things together in a paper bag. That's an option too. Now we're going to fillet a fish. Fillet is to remove the bones from a meat or fish. A fillet is the piece of flesh after it has been removed. Now we're going to fry the fish. Fry means to cook in hot fat. Now we're going to grill the fish. Grill means to cook on a grill over intense heat. It's different from broil, as in broil means to cook over strong direct heat, whereas with grill, it's just over intense heat. Now George is going to grind some pepper. Grind means to process solids by hand or mechanically to reduce them to tiny particles. Now we're going to get some lukewarm water. Lukewarm means neither cold nor warm. It's approximately body temperature. Now we're going to mince some parsley flakes. Mince means to cut or chop food into extremely small pieces. Now we're going to mix. Mix means to combine ingredients, usually by stirring. Now we're going to add a pinch of parsley flakes to our water. A pinch is the trifling amount you can hold between your thumb and your forefinger. Now we're going to roast the apple. Roast means to cook by dry heat in an oven. Not to be confused with bake. Bake is usually more referring to baked goods such as cakes and pastries, whereas roast is usually referring to more meats like ham and pork. And it usually takes a bit longer compared to baking. Next, we're going to saute some grapes. Saute means to cook and or brown food in a small amount of hot fat. Now we're going to shred some string cheese. Shred means to cut or tear into small, long, narrow pieces. Why don't you show us one, George? That's a nice small long narrow piece. Now we're gonna sift some ingredients. Parsley flakes and rosemary leaves. Sift means to put one or more ingredients through a sieve or sifter. Now we're gonna simmer. Simmer means to cook slowly in liquid over low heat at a temperature of about 180 degrees. The surface of the liquid should be barely moving, broken from time to time by slowly rising bubbles. Now we're gonna steam some grapes. Steam means to cook in steam in a pressure cooker. Now we're gonna stir. Stir means to mix ingredients with a circular motion until well blended or of uniform consistency. Alright, that was our last one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and you learned some new stuff. So I thought it was a lot of fun and hopefully you did too. So I'd like to send a shout out to George Gunning, the beautiful, and my bro Alex Hope for filming.
Looking for something.